Hi friends, today I'm doing a video about Lebanon. Lebanon was known as the Switzerland of Middle East and Paris of Middle East due to its vibrant economy, diverse culture, and status as a banking and tourism hub. This reputation stemmed from its cosmopolitan society, cultural diversity, and strategic position as a meeting point of East and West, particularly in the 1950s and 60s. However, the rise of sectarian tensions, particularly between the Muslim factions and other religious groups, played a significant role in the destruction of this place, Lebanon. The golden age of Lebanon is during the 50s and 60s. During the mid-20th century, Beirut was a major financial center with a thriving banking industry, and they also had a liberal economy. The city attracted intellectuals, artists, and tourists from across the world. Lebanon's mountains, cultural festivals, and beaches are very popular. The country's Christian majority population with a strong French influence contributed to a westernized lifestyle in Beirut, and other areas solidifying its status as a bridge between Europe and the Middle East. Lebanon, the rise of Muslim factions and demographic changes made it worse in Lebanon for the majority and the minority to live. Lebanon's population demographics shifted significantly in the years leading up to a civil war. The Shia Muslim population, historically most marginalized, grew very rapidly. Sunni Muslims, though politically influential, also sought more representation. These changes began to challenge the Maronite Christians' dominance in this political area and also in the economy. And the political system's failure to accommodate these changes led to increasing sectarian violence and tensions in Lebanon. At the same time, Palestinian refugee crisis under Yasser Arafat and Muslim factions made it difficult for Lebanon to survive as a good economy and a nation. In 1948, the Arab-Israeli War and the establishment of Israel led to an influx of Palestinian refugees into Lebanon, many of whom are Sunni Muslims. The arrival of Palestinian Liberation Organization under Yasser Arafat in late 1960s, after being expelled from Jordan, further de-established the Lebanon. The PLO used southern Lebanon as a base for attacks against Israel, leading to retaliation from Israel and placing additional strain on Lebanon's fragile political system. The presence of PLO aligned Sunni and Shia Muslims with Palestinian cause, which created a rift in many Lebanese Christians who saw the PLO as a threat to their existence. Sunni and Shia militias, along with the Druze groups, began to grow in strength, clashing with the Christian militias and other groups. These confrontations were among the triggers of the 1975 Lebanese civil war. So this civil war started in the it continued from 1975 to 1990, and that made a mess. The Lebanese civil war broke out in 1975 with the Muslim factions including Shia, Sunni, Druze, and the Palestinian militias aligning against the Christian militias, such as the Lebanese forces and the Phalangists. Muslim factions, particularly the Shia, felt underrepresented in the government and demanded reforms. Throughout the war, shifting alliances between Muslim and Christian groups, as well as foreign intervention by Syria, Israel, and Iran, deepened the chaos. So that made the Syrian intervention in 1975 and the Israeli invasion in 1982 further polarized the country, with the various Muslim factions receiving external backing from Syria and Iran, while Christian factions initially had support from Israel and the West. The Shia group Hezbollah, established in 1982 with the backing from Iran, emerged as a dominant military and political force, contributing significantly to the destruction and division of Lebanon. So, when these all things are happening around the Middle East, Hezbollah and Shia influence also grew in the Lebanon. Hezbollah rise signified a new phase of Muslim factional dominance in Lebanon. Initially formed as a resistance group against Israel, Hezbollah grew into a very powerful military and political force in Lebanon, representing the Shia interest and backed heavily by Iran and Syria over the time. Hezbollah became more than a militia, assuming political control and providing social services in Shia communities, thereby gaining loyalty from Lebanon's growing Shia population. Around this time, Hezbollah dominance, however, created a deep division within the Lebanon Sunni Muslims, Christians, and Druze factions. Because wary of Hezbollah's control and its strong ties to Iran, while its militant activities, particularly the 2006 war with Israel, led to further devastation of Lebanon's infrastructure. And it also affected the economy. Hezbollah's involvement in the Syrian civil war on behalf of the Assad regime also polarized the Lebanese society, dragging the country into regional conflicts. So, Lebanon became a very powerful, beautiful economic nation to a collapsion of politically and economic collapse. The combination of sectarianism, militia dominance, and external interference by Muslim factions such as Hezbollah severely damaged Lebanon's political system and economy. The political gridlock and corruption of sectarian left the country without effective government to take care of the day-to-day governing issues in Lebanon. Lebanon's financial collapse, compounded by the 2020 Beirut port explosion, which we remember, further devastated its status as Switzerland or the Paris of the Middle East. In essence, Muslim factions, particularly the Shia groups, like Hezbollah and Sunni militias aligned with external actors, contributed significantly to the destruction of Lebanon's political and economic fabric. The once prosperous and cosmopolitan nation was dragged into prolonged periods of violence and unrest, losing its status as the cultural and financial hub of West Asia. The country's fragile sectarian balance, heavily influenced by religious factions, remains at the heart of its stability. These all factors together made Lebanon one of the worst places in the world. Let's hope Lebanon will come back to be a beautiful place again where the tourist can go and it will get its historic importance back. Thank you.